Hey, Steve. So I had this idea a while back. I guess when I was still in Christianity and I was trying to understand the relevance of the Torah. And Christianity teaches that the Torah's gone away. Jesus did everything, so we don't have to. He lived a sinless, blameless life as a perfect sacrifice. So, we can, whatever their idea is now, live according to the Spirit or whatever you want to call it. So, I was thinking that, if Jesus said in the New Testament over and over again, have you seen me, you've seen the Father? They asked him, said, show us the Father. And he's like, how could you ask that? He said, I and the Father are one. We're Echad. So, if we're Echad and Jesus and the Father, if they're Echad, if they are, then why is it that, we have this portrayal from Christianity of the Father, which is the Creator, Jews call him Hashem, as like a mean, angry God of the Old Testament? How do we arrive at that? And Jesus is the God of the New Testament, where he's nice and kind and forgiving, tells us to love our enemies, turn the other cheek, etc., etc. So how do we wrestle, or how do we have these two different gods, if you will? How do we make them one? It didn't make sense to me. So I was thinking that when Hashem, the Father, the Creator, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, gave all those laws at Mount Sinai, Har Sinai, to the Jews, to Israel, when he gave those out, there's a lot of laws and a lot of things to do. And Jesus comes along and does all those things so we don't have to. I just kind of had a vision in my mind, like Jesus up at Har Sinai. So Father's giving out all the commandments, all 613 mitzvot, 613 commandments. And Jesus standing over there with his arms crossed, and he's just shaking his head. Like, why are you doing that, Dad? Why you want to give them all these commandments when I'm just going to come down and do them all for them so they don't have to do them anyway? It doesn't sound like, they're echad. So you have the Father, and he's there in all his resplendent glory, if you will, at Mount Sinai. And he's giving out all these 613 mitzvot. Hashem is fully revealed. He's revealing himself to the entire nation of Israel, all several million people. And all his magnificence and all his glory, he's revealing everything about himself, yet he fails to mention Jesus. How could that be? If Jesus is the most be-all to end-all everything, as Christianity portrays him, and Hashem doesn't even mention him, isn't that weird? I realize the name, the Tetragrammaton, is a Hebrew letters. I get that, but they can't even mention that in the New Testament. The two gods are not the same. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is not the same God as the God of the New Testament, which is Jesus Christ. They're not the same. They're not anything alike. And the view that Christianity portrays, that Jesus, was going to perform all the mitzvot, not sin at all. How do we, how can we say that him and the Father are one? It doesn't make any sense. How did he fulfill the laws, like for women, what they're supposed to do, and farmers, what they're supposed to do? How did he do those? He wasn't a Kohen HaGadol, so he couldn't, even the book of Hebrews admits that, so he couldn't perform those parts of the Torah to fulfill those. He obviously couldn't have performed everything. If we just think about stuff, Christianity falls apart really quickly. Have a good day.